the Carrier Dome. Eddie Doucette and Kyle Rote Jr. Boston College with the ball. Gieselman in motion. Halloran to throw. Halloran has his man. And under pressure by Holmes, a flag is dropped. They throw it down, but I believe Boston College is going to get the ball down there inside the 20. Before that particular pass, Halloran was 20 of 33 for 256 yards.
I've got another pass. Once again, Sean Halloran is looking away from Kelvin Martin because they're playing a two deep. He's going to roll out to the left a little bit, set it behind the left tackle, try to get the reaction of the defense the other way. David Holmes, 38, is responsible for that far half of the field. He bumps into Kelvin Martin before the ball gets there, and thus the call. So it'll be a 15-yard penalty against Syracuse, not at the point of the foul. 15 yards. It will be an automatic first down.
Pass interference on the defense. First down.
If it's more than 15 yards, you get 15 yards. If it's less than 15 yards, you get it at the spot of the foul. That's where it is right now. And the first down. 31-14. Syracuse with 14:54. Halloran, the quarterback. Still 20 of 33 on his pass completions. Ken Bell. And knee walking down to the 37-yard line, brought down by Rudy Reed.
Last several plays, BC has put Scott Gieselman in motion again to try to change the Syracuse defense. Here are the stats after 3 quarters. And you look at those passing totals, over 500 yards combined for both teams in passing today.
Mahalik is in to block for Halloran. Big, strong, blocking fullback. In motion, Kelvin Martin in the slot. Turn out, Darren Flutie to the 31-yard line, very close to the 30 and out of bounds. Rudy Reed there, number 29, Cooper Gardner. Another redshirt freshman from West Haven, Connecticut, number 29.
Mr. Wilmot, please go to the bottom of aisle 332. Mr. Wilmot, the bottom of aisle 332, please.
Halloran has put the ball in the air 35 times. Not unusual to see him do that, Kyle, or unusual to see him build up a lot of yards. He's the first quarterback in the history of BC to go over 400 yards in one game, and you remember that earlier this season.
Well, he's the only one other than Doug Flutie. Flutie has done that, but he's only the second one to have done it, and he's second to Doug Flutie in yardage per season too. He has really built up some stats this year.
20th first down for Boston College. Under 14 minutes to play. Twin set left. Check off, Ken Bell. 28-yard line, Rudy Reed, Ted Gregory, the nose guard, combining.
For Boston College, continuing to use the control passing game, interspersing that with a few of the long bombs. But this is what has made Jack McNell so successful with Boston College. They've thrown the ball 20 times a game ever since McNell has been there, or at least over the last 4 years. Have never thrown under 20 times a ball game.
Tubb, Kimball, Gregory, and Green on the defensive front line. Halloran, and off the hands of the intended receiver, Ken Bell, under pressure by Rudy Reed.
That was a catchable ball, and Ken Bell just took his eyes off of it, I guess.
You know, I tell you, I'm going to probably go out on a limb a little bit here. I'm going to say that I like this kid Halloran. I'm not saying that every pass that he throws is the most well-defined pass, but he's getting a lot of pressure.
And he'll get a chance at the pros.
Intercepted. And again, the double coverage on the wide man, and that time it's David Holmes. Oh, Holmes coming over to double cover wide.
Just can't throw cross field, even as good as Halloran's arm is against double coverage. We're going to take a break. It's 31-14. Sarah, two deep, and one of the two deep is this man, 38, David Holmes, and he just reads the pass going cross field all that distance. Any good secondary man should be able to make the catch, and David Holmes certainly did. 4 turnovers now for Boston College. 3 interceptions, 1 fumble, 0 turnovers for Syracuse. Big stat.
Syracuse with the ball at the 9. McPherson, the quarterback. And give the ball to the running back to try and get a yard or two in some breathing space. There's Sean Halloran. He has now given up 21 interceptions for the year, but really not a real indication. He has over 2,500 yards passing.
I still agree with you, Eddie. I think Sean, he'll get a chance at the pros because of the arm and because of his size, if nothing else.
Size. He's got great size. He's 6'4". He's a big, strong kid. And he can throw the football. Just got to learn how. And what a job if he got it away and they don't call it intentional grounding. Now they throw a flag. There may be a personal foul here.
I think they're going to pick up the flag. I think it was a bad call by the referee, and I think he's going to pick it up.
And give Boston College a pair?
No. He's going to call it an incomplete pass.
An incomplete pass. That's right. They're going to pick up the flag. And they'll call it an incompleted pass. You're right, Kyle.
BC's going nuts on the sidelines.
In the vicinity of the pass, it is not a penalty.
No intentional grounding. He got it away, and again.
Well, Bicknell is going nuts on the sidelines. You see coming right outside, it's going to be number 39 who's going to be there, Chris Barnes, and he's in the territory when the ball comes down. The flag was thrown at that point, and the referee made a mistake. He's got a lot of guts to pick up a flag. He did the right thing, but not a lot of referees would do that.
Had they gone with the intentional grounding, they might have gotten themselves a safety out of it, but that's not going to work as they run it out over the 10-yard line.
I'm going to get some letters now. I shouldn't have said most referees wouldn't do that. Good referees always do that.
Put your head in the chopping block.
Oh, sure. Right?
12:07 to play in the football game. Mike Ruth coming off. Look at the size of the hammers on him. And there's Mr. Fox. Jim Fox had a good day kicking. Kelvin Martin. Fox averaging 47.2 yards per kick. Not much of a rush. Kelvin Martin, he'll have field position if he can return it. And he won't. That is a rare occasion when you don't see Martin get the ball and make the move back upfield. Jeff Buskirk, a backup free safety, made the tackle. Syracuse 31.
Game.
Yeah, little number 1, Penn State. And we have not had a report on it yet. Bell and Mahalik, the running backs, with Halloran. Halloran to throw. Good again. How about that for a presence and knowing and reacting as to where the defense was? Ken Bell made the catch and just ducked down to avoid a pretty good pop. Auburn over Georgia. A couple of top-ranked teams. Tennessee now trying to stretch it a little bit against Ole Miss. Fourth quarter. There's Florida and Kentucky. That's in the third. Florida 11th rated. Wisconsin leading Ohio State. Oh boy. Number 1 Ohio State. Halloran again. Darren Flutie.
We just saw one indication of why Sean Halloran is a good quarterback. He had the short man open, could have hit him. Got a penalty against Boston College for holding, I'm sure, in the offensive. A personal foul.
BC. Kyle, let me go back and correct something I just said. Ohio State is not number 1. Penn State is, but Ohio State is right up there among the leaders.
Here's Flutie. He's going to look inside, breaks to the outside, and Halloran throws it sidearmed again, stepped towards the center of the field, and was able to hit Flutie. A good pass, good route by Flutie, too, breaking underneath the deep man.
Tim Green talking to the referee. 31-14. Syracuse with 11 minutes to play. Close to 46,000 people here today, and they have made some noise. They've also warmed it up in here.
Personal foul on the offense. Second down.
Let's look at for Boston College, see if you can pick up here. Steve Trapillo, 65 on the personal foul. Well, I don't know that we saw it all, but he got the face mask, and that's the personal foul.
Sean Halloran. Oh, he drilled one.
No.
He drilled one, and Darren Flutie was there, but he was KO'd.
No way that one was caught.
Oh, Flutie was KO'd. I mean, he was smothered.
I think he ought to be taken out of the game. We've got a 3 knockdown rule in effect today here at the Carrier Dome, because these guys have taken some shots.
Darren Flutie, he's not all that big. He's 5'10", 170 plus pounds. Well, I mean, they descended upon him that time.
TKO time.
Second down and long, and I mean long. You're going to need a roadmap to get out of there now, and a guide. Halloran unofficially about 289 yards and 3 interceptions. Second and a ways to go. Kenny Bell to the 43-yard line. Boy, has he had to work hard today, huh? David Lee and Rudy Reed combining. Normally they would have given Bell some rest, but they just don't have that many healthy backs.
Good fighting by Kenny Bell, who's started out the season as fullback. Started out the season returning kicks. They're trying to save him because they've had so many people in the backfield injured. And looks like Nell's wanting a timeout.
And I believe in college 14. We have 10:18 to play. And we are at the Carrier Dome in Syracuse. Rudy Reed has to jump quickly back on the field on a 4th and 7. Boston College kicking. And a fair catch call for by Scott Schwades, and they'll put it in play at the 26-yard line. So Boston College running out of time. Sean Halloran has passed for over 300 yards. And on that 32-yard kick, Syracuse will take over.
Well, the only thing the Orangemen are not doing today is with the mascots, as they love to send this man in the air come December, like to put him up in an airline and send him to a bowl game someplace. They're certainly not going to the Orange Bowl, but they'll take any bowl at this point.
McPherson is still the quarterback. Threw it away, intended for Mosley. And Mosley covers the football. That is the first mistake I have seen McPherson make today, Kyle. He did not make a good pitch. He looked away from the man he was trying to pitch to when he released the ball.
Well, when things are going well for you, you're able to handle them. And though McPherson did make the mistake, Orangeman fortunate that it didn't hurt him at all.
13-yard loss. It'll be a 2nd down and 23.
BC made the decision to punt there on 4th down after Bicknell took the timeout, feeling that 17 points behind, they might have a chance if their defense could hold Syracuse right here.
Roland Grimes and Walter Mosley. Mosley gets the ball. And he is pulled down from behind by John Bosa. Bosa's had a good year. He and Mike Ruth have done well in tandem up front. Unfortunately, the secondary has been a problem at the corners because of a lot of injury. Boston College has given up 26 points per game on an average. Mosley is -2 yards rushing for the day. Ciano near side, Schwades to the far side. 3rd down and 26. McPherson again. And he slows down in time to take a grilled cheese pop by Eric Lindstrom, who really ground the numbers in.
I know there are a lot of fans of pro football, but one of the great things about college football is quarterbacks play it tough. And McPherson had an easy excuse to go out of bounds. It was going to be a long 4th down play anyway. To decide to cut it up and try to pick up the 1st down if he could get lucky.
He still comes up 11 yards shy, and he has 60 yards total for the afternoon on the ground. So Fox will kick. Martin is back, standing at his own 30. Time running out. 7:57 for BC. And another good kick by Fox. Fair catch call for Boston College ball. 27-yard line. Or the 26, a 49-yard kick by Fox, and he's having a good day.
Kelvin 4 yards to pay dirt now for the Eagles, and they don't have much time. They've got to keep an eye on the clock now. 7:51 left.
Kenny Bell flares out, and they've got Bell at the 32-yard line. He gets 5, maybe 6 yards on the pass. David Lee was there. Rudy Reed also. Rudy Reed, incidentally, was warned by one of the officials after the last punt exchange to slow down, ease up a little bit, pull him aside, and just said, "Come on, calm down, young man."
Yeah, I don't think you can ask a guy to slow down. I think you can hold him to ask him to control his emotions. This man, nice emotions of joy. You hope he remembers this in a few years. Great crowd here at the Carrier Dome. Not capacity, very close to it.
In motion, the big man, Gieselman, followed by Hall, the linebacker. Little high, but Gieselman's there. Cooper Gardner. I'm telling you, Kyle, this kid here is a pro.
Yep.
6'6", tremendous size, 249 pounds.
Look again, he first looks to Kelvin Martin out towards us, then looks towards the middle, lofts the ball up, and with Gieselman's size, 6'6", gets it over the linebackers underneath the secondary, and Gieselman makes a good catch.
They have to use him more often. Unfortunately, he's covered sometimes also. He's now the all-time leading pass receiver in BC history. 31-14 Syracuse with 6:45 to play. Halloran.
Oh boy, that is
and a little bit high, little high. As Giaquinto, he may be a great outfielder on the BC baseball team, which he is, but I don't care how high that wall is. He's not going to go up high enough to catch that. And he took a shot, and now he's being tended to.
It's like getting the fastball high and inside on the baseball field as Halloran threw the ball a little bit too high. Those are his stats. Pretty good completion percentage again, but it's the interceptions that have cost him. And that pass to Giaquinto just too high. Joe's only 5'11", and he really had to go up and reach for it.
We said it before when we saw Schwades on more than one occasion in the first half go up, jump up to catch a pass. You leave yourself wide open when you do that. It's 31-14 Syracuse with 6:36. Quickly throws for another first down. Tom Waddle on the receiving end. Waddle, the redshirt freshman from Cincinnati Moeller. And right now, folks, Halloran with 352 yards. His career record 400 against Pittsburgh on USA. Ken Bell inside the 25-yard line. Keep that in mind. We may have another record-setting performance. We've already had two today. Schwades, the wide receiver for Syracuse, on most yards receiving. We've also had one. Gieselman becomes the all-time leading receiver at BC. And now Halloran closing in to another personal record of 400+ yards passing.
And with that, they're still 17 points behind.
And we're going to have a whistle and I believe another timeout, and it is called by Boston College. So they have. Buskirk ends up with a football, a reserve strong or free safety. And with 5:13 to play, a 10-point ball game.
Take a look again. It's Dave Rooney with the first time we've seen him today on the kickoff.
He was their leading kicker, or their starting kicker at the beginning of the year. What's going through the mind of this young man, Kelvin Martin? Just give me a chance to get out there some more, he's saying. Roland Grimes over the 40 to the 42. Carl Pelagata made the tackle.
Well, they did a job on Mike Ruth that time. Ruth has handled double and triple teaming all year, but that time he succumbed.
Boy, they've been pinch blocking him a lot today, Kyle. They get the tackle or the guard and the center working two-time on him, and they've done a nice job. Grimes with 21 yards rushing the fullback. In motion goes Schwades. There's Grimes again. And sneaks his way to the 45-yard line.
Well, they're double teaming on Ruth, trapping with the opposite guard, and they're getting some yardage up the middle. That's Troy Stratford, one of the co-captains of this team, or one of the tri-captains of the team.
That shows you how popular he is. An underclassman, well, not an underclassman, but a junior that usually goes to a senior. 11th first down for Syracuse. 1st and 10 at the 45. Rory Perriman over the back of Ciano, but a completed pass to the 46-yard line of BC.
On the replay again, McPherson on the rollout, giving him that run option if he needs to. Gets a good block by the fullback in single coverage. Ciano breaks it out. About 10 yards down the field, breaks it back to catch it 8 yards deep.
Coming into the game, Ciano and Schwades had been tied for career receptions here. Two fine receivers, and on a 2nd and 1, they sneaked to try and get the first down. Darren Flutie, Doug's younger brother from Natick, Mass. Jim Bell sitting next to him. There's McPherson, just a sophomore.
You see so many ball players today that look like they're much older than they really are, and then you look at Jimmy Bell and Flutie, and you realize how young these men really are.
Syracuse looks like they'll go 5-1 under McPherson's leadership. First down and 10. 12th first down for Syracuse. Grimes tripped up right there at the line.
McPherson, a pretty good tackle on his fullback as he tripped him unintentionally, of course.
Ruth and Gorecki will get credit for a combined tackle.
Replay again. Looks like it's the option. There's the left foot and trips him up.
Second down. McPherson's had a good day passing himself, 246 yards. 2nd and 10. Deep again, Schwades. My goodness, does he ever miss?
Well, this play was set up a moment ago when they threw the down and out to Ciano. Ran the same down and out pattern, and Schwades broke it long behind Perryman. This time it is Schwades. And as good as Schwades ran the pattern, McPherson put the ball on the numbers.
249 yards today for Schwades. That fractures the all-time receiving record by Art Monk, and that was a 45-yard completion. And here's the man with a toe again, and McCauley has added another. So his streak is intact, and it's Syracuse 38, Boston College 21. 2:43 to play in the football game. And if we had some scoring and some fun here today. Next week, I think we'll have more of the same. Schwades with a record-setting day. Halloran on his way to possibly another 400-yard day. And having to do the push-ups, it gets a little difficult when you get up around 38 as many times as they've had to do it today. There's the kickoff by Pesling. Taylor. How about that kick coverage? The specialty teams have not been sensational. That's Martin, excuse me. Martin hasn't done enough already, right?
Martin saw a sieve in front of him as his kick return team let everybody through that time.
Schwades and McPherson. McPherson has been 11 for 18, 291 yards and 3 touchdowns. 2 to Ciano, 1 to Schwades. He's had a great day running. And now Halloran, we'll see what he can do. Drop from behind. I believe that'll be an incomplete. No, they're calling it a fumble.
And they're going to give it. The issue was whether or not he got it before it went out of bounds. And they're going to say that he did.
Green was the man that bumped him. Kimmel was the man that recovered.
Well, Green looked almost unmolested on a twist to the outside. As a little game being played by Tim Green, he started inside, looped to the outside, came in full speed. And I don't know if he got it before he went out of bounds, but the referee says he did, so they're going to give possession to Syracuse.
Mike Kometz comes in for the first time.
Had the ball gone out of bounds without Syracuse having possession, BC would have maintained and had a second down situation.
The difference in the game, turnovers, 5 by Boston College. Syracuse, none. There's Kometz. 2:25 and counting left in the ball game. 38-21, Boston College trailing in the game, and Kometz, the reserve quarterback, tackled by John Bosa.
You've got a lot of reserve. You got a lot of reserve receivers in there. Ciano comes out. Glover is in.
Eval Glover.
You got the second offensive line in there for Syracuse too.
Tim Byrne. Commits. And that was intended for Pat Davis, a tight end.
Number 87, Pat Davis is incomplete.
Davis, another one of those small tight ends. He just wants the clock to go.
Yeah, let it roll, says Jack.
Jack's looking across the field at McPherson and saying, come on, coach, let's get it over with. He's smiling at him, but he's saying, don't embarrass us any more than you've done.
Barry Gallup was standing behind Jack Bicknell. He's the fellow that recruited Kelvin Martin. Well, he ought to get a few gold medals for that one.
Gallup highly considered for the head coaching job.
1:49 to play. Here's Kometz again. And he had his man over the middle that time was Deval Glover.
I'll tell you, I wish I could get a camera on or a photograph of Jack Bicknell's face the way he's looking across at McPherson. They're generally friendly to one another, but I tell you, some of the looks he's given right now could kill. Kometz trying to score another touchdown. Less than 2 minutes to go. Syracuse has won the ball game, and now they're going for more points.
Yeah, they're going to spot this ball down at the 19-yard line. And another field goal for Mr. McCauley, if you will. 29-yarder. 41-21 by 20 Syracuse. And they're rubbing it in right now with 1:40 to play here at the Carrier Dome. (41-21). Jack Bicknell has got an interesting look on his face, to say the least.
I'll tell you, that's mild compared with what we had 30 seconds ago.
Well, those are that's an indelible look, as is the score. That'll be indelible until they play next year. The series belongs to Syracuse, 14-11 coming into this one. They'll add another one. And again, the home advantage seems to be a little bit of a factor. For McPherson, if you're wondering, he was 12 of 18 for 291 unofficial yards and 3 touchdowns. McCauley has 2 field goals and 2 tries, 39 and 29 yards, and 5 for 5 on extra points, so he's done his job. And back deep they go again. This is Tyrone Taylor. And over the 10 to the 12-yard line. Not much of a return, 13 yards, but credit the Syracuse special teams for doing a job. And that has been one of the Achilles heels of the Syracuse ball club this year.
Well, while they can kick field goals and while they can certainly punt, some of the coverages have been tough. But boy, this is a time of the game you love to play. Everybody's going full out. The game, you know, obviously they know who's going to win. Everybody wants to get in the game. This is a fun time for the Orangemen.
Halloran is still in. Halloran wants to fire it again. And again, it is complete to Gieselman. Gieselman to the 27-yard line. Boy, he is a dandy. Greg Bell, David Sapienza.
They're out of bounds.
Inside linebackers.
I don't know why they're going quick count here. They're out of bounds.
Stopping the clock at 1:28.
Clock's already stopped.
That's a good point, Kyle.
They could go back and call a play.
They could take their time. They're in a hurry-up offense. They've stopped the clock. And they're working the tightrope pretty good here with Gieselman again.
Well, they're going to say he was out of bounds, so it's going to go back to the original line of scrimmage. But because of that, it's an incomplete pass. So again, you've got to stop clock.
1:21. Gieselman out. Casparello is in relief. Halloran now at 390 yards. They're going to get him that 400 yards by hook or crook. 41-21 with 1:20. Here's Halloran. Complete again.
Guess who?
This is Casparello this time.
Their tight ends are so good here at Boston College.
And so big. 249 and 231. Bicknell's got Casparello coming back next year. 399 yards. He's got his new personal high. 44-yard line.
27, Jeff Buster. After the pass completion.
We have him unofficially 33 for 51. Tom Waddle receiver with under a minute to play in the game. And Halloran trying to get him in again. Oh, and almost intercepted for the 4th time. Roger Remo, number 99.
I don't know if you've mentioned it, Eddie, but certainly he has gone over the yardage mark, but also the most completions he's ever had was 29, which he had against Cincinnati. So he's beat his own personal record in that regard too.
So a lot of marks have fallen here today. Halloran, Kelvin Martin
makes the catch.
Oh my goodness gracious. You know, it may sound like that we're throwing superlatives all over the place here today, but I gotta tell you what, these guys are terrific.
He's doing sign language. That's the pattern that he wants Halloran to throw.
They've got some skilled people that won't stop. Martin, Flutie, Halloran, Kiesel. Kenny Bell was there, and he tried to beat Chris Ingram to the near side. Yeah, we're way over 400 yards here for Sean Halloran. There's Tim Pigeon. And believe me, he's not one. He's a guy that has hung in there pretty good all year.
Well, we're looking at a school here, BC, that has had a tremendous quarterback in years past, Doug Flutie. They've got a very good one right now. But, Eddie, I'm telling you, this McPherson is an incredible quarterback, not only his passing ability, but his running. And we're going to hear a lot more of him before his career is over.
Almost interception on a 2nd down and 10 from the 10. It'll bring up a 3rd down 10 with 26 seconds to play and a 41-21 Syracuse lead. David Holmes. They've got the nickel back in. They've had to keep him in because Halloran has just been filling the air with 59 passes. Is that 59 or 54? 54. He is 34 of 54 for 452 yards. Oh boy. Robbie Bosco, forget it today. 41-21. Halloran again. And overthrowing the intended receiver. 4th down 10. 21 seconds. They didn't lose any time on that one. Come on, Jack, let him throw another one. I love it.
Oh, he will. For Sean Halloran, finally his opportunity to come into the spotlight. McPherson 2 more years after this one for Syracuse. And we've mentioned Peach, Steve Peach, the punter for BC. Steve Peach started out here at Syracuse.
We've put our crew to a pretty good test. Our stat guy, Mitchell Levy, and our spotters, Paul Peck and Jeff Levine. Done a great job here for us today. Halloran. And they hold him on 4th and 4. And Syracuse will take over. Now they gave it their best shot. And I credit Vic now with a line to go for it. As Halloran goes off 34 of 55 for 452 yards. Tremendous performance and the appreciative crowd here at the Carrier Dome.
The Mets now in for that final quarterback, put your knee down.
Victory offense here, huh? Yep. Full back, they'll huddle around and they'll protect him right there. Whoa! Nixon, number 15, kind of breaks through the cordoned off area. And so with 4 seconds to go, down to the final seconds now. Syracuse a winner, and they go ahead in the series 15-11. Syracuse now 6-3, and BC now 3-8. Jack Bicknell, I'm sure disappointed, but Dick McPherson, a happy Dick McPherson, going out there and talking to some of the players. Congratulations. This Syracuse football team, as we were forewarned, is a pretty darn good one. And I think that some Bull representative might be pretty happy to have them. I really do. Final score, 41-21. We will return after this.
an apple.
No, I'm just enjoying coaching, and